Good morning, Britain. Just gone 6 o'clock. Welcome to the programme. Our main news, the US President Donald Trump head placement
So, of course...
Food inflation has gone up now 5 months in a row. Food inflation is way higher than the average rate. And the government says it's going to put more money back into people's pockets. And yet there is enormous speculation about the budget, which the Chancellor has, for some reason, set at the latest date possible, that she's going to put up taxes. What do you think is going to happen come November the 26th? Of cutting spending because it tried to get through welfare cuts and wasn't able to because of backbenchers. And so her third option is taxes. Increase in minimum wage, the increase in national insurance on employers, which has been passed on to the consumer.
And she's
to behave like a drunk. Hundreds of 150 billion investment from tech companies, and that's linked to this visit. But is that enough, Michael Gove, to justify the lavish expense? But I thought it was slightly embarrassing that so much of this, well, all of it pretty much, has been done without crowds. They're trying to get 2 bites.
Well, they're getting more details of it today, I understand, because an event...
The tariffs have cost us and done to the economy. The hat that Melania wore was enormous. You could not see British stylist and contributor to Vogue. The hat with the wide brim hides her face, pointing to a star. The claim that this individual was trafficked. That is why the delay has been granted. It's to Chequers today for high-level talks with the Prime Minister as his second state visit to the UK comes to an end. You're doing an essay on
Some questions to ask later about the press conference, which is going to take place this afternoon at Chequers, where the ghosts at the feast are finally going to rise. The questions about Mandelson and about Epstein are going to be asked. It could get very tricky. The fuse is lit, it's fizzing, and afternoon. But back to the successful side of it. President Trump has called the visit the highest honour of his life. And all the stops were indeed pulled out to welcome him to Windsor. And that's where our chief correspondent, Richard Gaisford, is this morning. Thank you, Richard.
Well, lots of fine words last night, but today is all about the political negotiations. The Prime Minister welcomes the President to his country home, Chequers. And, of course, there are tariffs to discuss, the war in Ukraine, and maybe even the war in Gaza. Our political correspondent, Louisa J.
...of that nature are put, how aggressively they're put by probably the British media. But, of course, while that press conference, all of those talks, everything today takes place completely in private for the second day running, public kept firmly behind an impenetrable cordon, more public protests are planned as people show their anger at the decision to invite Trump to the UK at all. Thousands took part in a demonstration in Westminster yesterday, and Nick Dixon...
So that is our main news this morning. Coming up, we're going to be discussing that with the former Conservative Cabinet Minister, who is now editor of The Spectator, Lord Michael Gove. He's interviewed Trump, of course.
In 2017.
That's right.
I think Trump said when Gove walked into the room, "So who's this good-looking guy?"
Interesting. We'll find out how that made Michael Gove feel. And the former Labour Shadow Cabinet Minister, Jonathan Ashworth. Now, though, 12 minutes past 6, time to get to the rest of the day's news with